Congrats, David.
Third, the universe is created and the island of Prodigy comes into existence. There is one being, the Ancient, which makes their home on a coastal island. This island will later be known as Harmony Island. As time went on, 7 major civilizations developed. Fairies settled in what is now Firefly Forest. The Yeti settled in the Shivershill Mountains. The Poffins and a few other species settled in the clouds of Skywatch. The Slimes made their homes in Bonfire Spire. The Merlings made their homes in the waters of Shipwreck Shore. The Gnomes made a town in the center of Prodigy, Lamplight Town. And finally, the Floatlings made their home on an island off the coast of Prodigy, the Lost Island. For thousands of years, the 5 elements, fire, plant, storm, ice, and water, stay balanced, which means the universe is balanced as well. And keeping these elements balanced is the Ancient. During this time, magic had been learned and wizards started to roam Prodigy. Some of these wizards, however, had bad intentions. They practiced a different type of magic, shadow magic, which earned them the nicknames of Dark Wizards. These wizards came together to form the Order of Influence. They used their shadow magic to disrupt the balance of the elements, with their only goal being to rule the world and turn everything to dark. The Order had discovered what kept the elements in harmony, this of course being the Ancient, and they knew that the Ancient was the only being powerful enough to stop them. They formed a plan and launched many attacks on the Ancient for many years, and with each attack the Ancient got weaker and weaker until they were almost defeated. In one final effort, the Ancient cast large elemental storms which deterred the shadows from Harmony Island. Shadow magic continued to grow, however, and the Ancient was forced to reset the balance with all the strength it had left with pure magic. Pure magic is known as astral. Balance was restored, but at a cost. With all of the Ancient's power gone, it was forced to hide itself in Harmony Island under the surface until the elements became unstable again. The Order managed to place 3 seals on the Ancient, but how it was done is unknown. If the Ancient was gone, the Order of Influence could thrive. An unknown being called the Master of the Titans created 5 beasts, these being the Titans. This individual was most likely part of the Order of Influence. The Order possibly attacked Shivershill Mountain and Shipwreck Shore, where the Old One was possibly created. Over the next hundreds of years, the Order of Influence's numbers slowly started to dwindle. During this time, it's likely that the father of all dragons, Grandolph, came into being. One of his relatives, Carcass the Terrible, came into power during this time. From what is known, he was not a good ruler. Because of this, he was slain by a wizard using Dragon's Bane. The wizard who slayed him is theorized to be Eustace Redhail, also known as the King of Dragons. The real killer is unknown. I would like to note that this part of the lore is not well documented. It's possible that this happened before the rise of the Order of Influence, but I felt it was more fitting here. This brings us to about 100 years from modern day. 6 powerful wizards had emerged above the rest, 1 of each element. These were the Wardens. They created the Academy, where young wizards could come to learn magic and other things. The Academy contains a keystone, which is made from crystals, which can be found in different elemental areas. One of the required readings within the Academy are from the famous historian Cullix, such as his diaries. Great wizards were taught here, but one of the wizards was not so great. His student caused a lot of trouble, and the Wardens were forced to kick him out. The student vowed to end the Academy, and thus the Puppet Master was born. He joined the Order of Influence to be with like-minded individuals, and he got a sidekick named Pippin. Now it was time for the Puppet Master to go on a rampage. He took out the Wing Guard, a group that protected machinery and Skywatch. Next, he went to Shipwreck Shore, but this time his victims put up a fight. An admiral led an attack with the pirates of Shipwreck Shore in an attempt to stop the Puppet Master. During this war, the Sonic Blaster was used as a key weapon in defeating the Old One, which had survived thousands of years since it was created. The Old One did not die during this war either, instead returning to the bottom of the ocean. The Puppet Master engaged in another war, this time against a now extinct species called the Epics. Some of these epics, such as Arcturus and Dibodile, had been assisted by the Wardens in an attempt to make them even stronger. Despite this, the Epics used all their strength to defeat the Puppet Master. Because of this, they had to go to the Epic subspace before turning to their statue stone form. They will never be seen again though, and the island has been lost, and the only memory of them today is Matcha's wandering wares. Just a quick note, this is semi-canon. I had asked a Prodigy employee if this should be included as canon at all, and they said that Epic shouldn't be included in the lore at all. I decided to put it in with this acknowledgement since the items are still in the game, meaning that something obviously did happen. During this 100-year stretch between the Academy's creation and modern day, two powerful wizards emerged from it. The first was Mira Shade. She left the Academy because she liked to work alone and was unable to do this in the Academy. She created the Dark Tower where she learned and mastered every single spell. She felt that she was the best wizard, so she challenged all the Academy's best wizards and beat them all. To test wizards, she made the really hard test of trials to test wizards, but they all failed. We'll get back to this later. The other powerful wizard that emerged from the Academy was Krios, who was claimed to be the most gifted student the Academy had ever seen. And with that, we are in the modern day. Newt travels to the house of a young wizard who has great potential. Newt brings this wizard to the Academy where they encounter the Puppet Master. He casts a strong beam of energy to destroy the Keystones. What he doesn't know though is that the Keystones can't be destroyed, and all he does is scatter the Keystones around the world. The Puppet Master then reveals that when he blasted the Keystones away, he also weakened the Wardens. The only problem was, he didn't know where the 6th Warden was. Newt and the wizard return to the wizard's house, and Newt says that they're ready to get their wizard's name. Next, they head to Firefly Forest, where it's discovered that one of the Wardens, Florian, has been captured by the Puppet Master. The wizard is able to save him, and also receives the Firefly Gem. After doing more battles, Newt gets a letter from the Academy's keeper, Gale. The duo makes their way over to the Academy where they are able to enter through a shadow portal made by Pipit. There they meet Gale, who gives them a necklace so that they can return to the Academy whenever they want. The wizard continues to go through the other areas collecting gems, but they have no encounters with the other wardens. The wizard gets a rift key, and when they go to the map, they see a new island has appeared, thought to be Legend Dragon Isle. The wizard doesn't go there just yet, however, and instead moves to a different location that Newt had told them about, the Titan Battleground. The wizard encounters the Puppet Master, who summons a Titan, fearing the wizard is going too strong. The wizard manages to beat the Titan, but doesn't know what to do with the shards. They talk to Harvey, who tells the wizard a secret. His species, floatlings, are able to purify Titan shards using astral magic, which can then be used in powerful armor. The wizard decides to return to their quest, and soon enough they have all the Keystones. Next, they return to the Academy to place all the gems, but they are unable to, because Gale has not fixed them all yet. Now all the wizard can do is wait, so they decide to head over to an island that has just risen from the ocean, the Ancient Harmony Island. Here the wizard meets the Ancient for the first time, who explains that the island has risen because they felt the wizard's presence. They had used the little strength they had to call upon the wizard to help them remove the seals. The Ancient sends the wizard on 3 trials, which they complete, and the seals are broken. This releases the Ancient, who is able to return to their true form. As the Ancient's final test, the wizard must beat them, which the wizard is able to do. While this is happening though, the Puppet Master sends some of his henchmen to the Lost Island. The reason he does this is because the floatlings are very close to astral magic, so they need to go if the Puppet Master will ever achieve his goal of shadow domination. He destroys the village and takes their wood, leaving the magic weakened. When the wizard hears of this, they head over to the island to see if they can help. One of the floatlings, Swoopy, asks them to collect logs to help them rebuild, but their effort is not enough. The floatlings move to a new place, this being Tower Town, and for a while they are able to live there peacefully. They gain knowledge from travelers, and this would cause lumen trees to grow at the top of their towers. The Puppet Master then discovers the lumen trees weaken the magic that gives him control over all of the monsters. He destroys Tower Town in turn, destroying the Floatlings' way of learning, which he hopes will eventually turn the Floatlings to his side. He uses his shadow magic to create stubborn shadows, which are used to prevent the Floatlings from rebuilding their towers. They once again call upon the wizard to help them rebuild their fallen town, and take down the stubborn shadows. After much hard work, the wizard defeats the shadows and helps rebuild the towers, weakening the Puppet Master's hold over the Island of Prodigy. The wizard heads back to the academy and is informed by Gale that all of the pedestals have been fixed, meaning that all the keystones can finally be placed. The wizard is taken through 5 battles, battling 5 different bosses, and then they finally battled the Puppet Master. The wizard fights hard, and with the help from Newt, they finally defeat the Puppet Master. What remains of him are his staff and clothes, which the wizard takes as a symbol of their victory. The wizard expects to be greeted by the wardens when they return, but none are there. It's revealed that the shadow that gave the Puppet Master his power is still strong and is hiding the wardens in an unknown location. The only way to free the wardens is to dispel the shadow with enough light. This Harmony Island sinks back under the ocean until the elements are unbalanced again. One of the last places where Shadow is remaining strong is deep within the mines of Shiverchill Mountain, in the Crystal Caverns. Shadow magic has made its way into the caverns, making the power crystals inside come to life. A Yeti named Aspen Frost has gone missing within the caverns, and when the wizard learns of this, they head into the caves to save him and find the source of the mayhem. They succeed in saving Aspen Frost, who has been turned into a vicious Yeti by the crystals. The wizard continues through the caverns, stopping a crystal thief named Winston Von Lute on the journey. In the end, the wizard defeats the Crystal Golem, which is the source of the shadow magic. Next, the wizard heads to the Dark Tower, where they have heard a powerful wizard is rumored to live at the top. They begin their climb up the tower, and the former academy student Mira Shade is there to tell them of the powerful wizard at the top. Little does our wizard know, the wizard that Mira is talking about is actually herself. The wizard makes their way to the top, where Mira reveals that she is the powerful wizard of the Dark Tower, whom they must battle. Mira turns into her ultimate form, but it is not enough, as the wizard defeats Mira, gaining her respect. The wizard finally goes to the last unexplored part of the land, the Dragon Isle. The wizard goes to the isle, where they encounter someone that they never expected to see, the Puppet Master. He reveals that he is going to use dragon orbs to go to the most powerful dragons. Before this encounter though, the Puppet Master tried to tame the hatchlings. Because they're weaker, they were thought to be much easier for the Puppet Master to control. The Puppet Master fails to tame the hatchlings though, and now is plotting to go for the grown dragons instead. The wizard heads into the rifts and gets their first dragon orb. They are taken to the physical dragon's realm, where the Puppet Master is attempting to catch him. His magic is nowhere near strong enough though, and the physical dragon scares them off. The wizard comes in right after, and the shadow dragon offers to train the wizard, but first goes to warn the other dragons, who the Puppet Master tries to capture as well. It's unknown if the Puppet Master ever made his way to the Astral Dragon realm, but the Puppet Master did find the Shadow Dragon. Although the dragon just wanted to play, the Puppet Master was no match for it, and so he ran away, deeply upsetting the dragon. And that is the story up to this point. I'm sure more will be revealed about the world of Prodigy in the future. In fact, there's supposed to be a Dragon Isle Part 2, which could add a bunch of new lore to the game. There's also supposed to be a few other updates that will talk about the lore of other parts of the game, such as how the Titan was created and the lore of the mythical epics. I would have thought that there would have been more lore about the mythical epics, but there wasn't really that much. In fact, there wasn't any. Ola does talk about them, but none of it actually contributes to the story at all. So yeah, that's the full story. If you think I missed anything or have a question about where I got something from, feel free to ask in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe, and bye.